Hello students, most of you guys find this picture a little confusing, so I would like to explain this picture to you in this video. Here you can see the sternum anteriorly and here is the vertebra posteriorly, and this is the vertebral foramen, and eventually if you would place many vertebrae over, this will become into a vertebral canal. And here you can see these two structures, and this one is the intercostal space along with the intercostal muscles, and here you can see a neurovascular bundle, but the vascular component is absent, where you can only see the neural component. I will explain this to you. Here you know that in this space, in this vertebral foramen, the spinal cord, a segment of spinal cord will be present. What happens is that this is the spinal cord, and in this spinal cord, this is the white matter, which is basically the neurons coming up and down forming the different tracts, and this is the gray matter, and this little space over here is the central canal, which is the downward extension of the cerebral aqueduct. So this is the gray matter, and the gray matter is basically the cell bodies. And here are the two horns. This is the dorsal horn and this is the ventral horn. And if you are talking about T1 to L2 spinal segments, here we can also get a little extension which is called as the lateral horn. You should know up till now that the dorsal horn is also called as the sensory horn. The ventral horn is also called as the motor horn, and the lateral horn is also called as the sympathetic horn, because the cell body is present over here. They are majorly concerned with these specific processes. What happens is that we are going to form a spinal nerve, and in order to form a spinal nerve, few neurons will emerge from the posterior horn, few will emerge from this lateral horn and go into the ventral horn, and along with the fibers from the ventral horn, they will emerge as well. And in this way you will get two roots which are coming out of the spinal cord. Now at the posterior root you have a bulging which is called as the dorsal root ganglion, but you don't have any other bulging. This is also called as the sensory ganglion. This is the largest sensory ganglion, and here you don't find any bulging. So what happens that these two roots will combine together and they will form a single spinal nerve, right? And then the further what happens is that the spinal nerve is divided into two portions. There is a posterior primary rami, and here it is an anterior primary rami. This anterior primary rami will constitute further in the form of the intercostal nerves. In the thoracic region, they will constitute the intercostal nerves. The same picture you will see over here is that this is the spinal nerve. It is coming out of the intervertebral foramen, and when it does so, it divides into a posterior primary ramus supplying the posterior and lateral abdominal wall, and the anterior primary ramus which is moving forward as the intercostal nerve and supplying the anterior chest wall, right?